My auspicious op-ed. I'm going to say some words for y'all. They mean something to me, and I hope they mean something to you. At a bare minimum, I hope that they get you thinking of some words of your own. I'd like to take a little bit of time to address my political affiliation, or more accurately speaking, my lack thereof. Because I think one of the biggest lessons to take away from current events is the fraud and scam that politics has finally been revealed to be. Aristotle's claim that men are political animals is very relevant today, as is the hyperbole found in Orwell's Animal Farm. When most look to politics as the only means to devise society's plans and much needed solutions, I dare to ask, aren't politics not only a distraction and detraction to the aims it serves to meet, but aren't they also the driving root issue when we all stand back and look at things rationally? Minarchy and volunteerism are two frameworks that best encapsulate my post political perspective of the world. Thus far, over the past few millennia, we can scan plenty of history, philosophy, economic, and political science sources across all forms of media and surmise that politics overall has failed the vast majority of the population, only resulting in a better life for very strategically selected segments of society until it no longer does so. I will start off describing minarchism so that my specific views on anarchy are best understood for the betterment and stabilization of mankind. Unlike the generalized lack of hierarchy or rulers that can lead one's imagination to run wild down the long winding road of what ifs within unrefined anarchy, in minarchist philosophy, the virtues of localized, decentralized systems uh, to support basic infrastructural needs can be satisfied on both daily and emergency situations without the waste, decay, and division that are inherently mainstays to all hierarchical structures. When you incorporate that transiency and immediacy blended into this particular social fabric by the addition of volunteerist elements, a flexible, fluid dynamic replaces the rigid, incremental ways of proceeding hierarchies. The as needed nature of monarchical approaches to anarchy solves many of the problems that a lack of structure for resource management or an emergency council to solve problems in the most efficient way, while freeing up much more of the public and their time to pursue and innovate their own endeavors and talents to share with the community for the betterment of all. The volunteer focus of volunteerism solves the problems that come with the rigid, inflexible nature of election procedures, term limits, and the entire overbearing legislative processes we have seen abused over the past few centuries, especially. We have watched an extremely machine like political system mutate that is anti human in nature and seeks to reduce all life to fully malleable automatons in a centralized top down oligarchy where the few most removed from the majority of us decide to lord over our lives in a way that suits their desires without any consent, consultation, or approval from the vast majority of us, while deceptively claiming that the systems they force us to voice our opinions through is their proof of a so called democracy, a long discounted constitution, and a decaying republic. We have watched all the puppets, puppeteer strings, and tacky set dressing make a mockery of all that had been indoctrinated to hold dear, near, and sacred. After enough acts, this cut rate clown show in a one ring circus becomes more revealing to the dystopian Nephilic origins to such symbology's advent. I cannot unsee the shock and horror revealed to me by the establishment, can you? Once you see it, you cannot just simply unsee it or will the image away. Many of the mainstays of civilization over the course of history have reached their zenith, and it is time for something different so that we can continue to evolve and grow as a species. We have been stunted by what once brought us increased prosperity and innovation. These things simply happen over time, and I think it's best that we learn to deal with this inevitable facet in fresh and creative fashion holding on to what is still useful and letting go of what elements have run their course. It is time to get ready for a whole new world. It will transform further with each awakening as our species ascends from our current societal confines that we are currently growing out of.